Greetings, Lakeview family. My name is Tom Glass, and I'm one of the elders there. And I would just like to share something with you that God was speaking to me this past week. On Friday morning when I was in prayer, the Lord showed me a picture of Jesus standing on a tall hill with his arms outstretched, and in the valley below was a city. And at first I didn't quite understand this, and then as I thought a little more about it, I realized what God was saying was that even with everything that's been going on around us politically and with COVID and everything else, that Jesus is still in control. We sometimes can lose sight of that and not quite realize that he is still the one that's in control. And then the Lord took me to an Old Testament passage in the book of Numbers, chapter 21. And in this particular passage, the children of Israel are in the wilderness after being let go from Egypt by Pharaoh and are on their way to the promised land. And they were grumbling and complaining about food and all the other things that all of us tend to grumble and complain about. So I'm going to pick up on verse number 6 in chapter 21 here. The Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, so that many people of Israel died. So the people came to Moses and said, "We have sinned because we have spoken against the Lord and you. Intercede with the Lord that he may remove the serpents from us." And Moses interceded for the people. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Make a fiery serpent and set it on a standard, and it shall come about that anyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, will live." And Moses made a bronze serpent and set it on a standard. And it came about that if the serpent bit any man, when he looked on the bronze serpent, he lived. Now this passage is actually a foreshadowing of things to come, and the bronze serpent on the standard is actually a picture of Jesus on the cross. And Jesus himself spoke of this later on in the New Testament in the book of John, chapter 3. He said, "As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, so that whoever believes in him will have eternal life." And then verse 16, the very next verse, which most of you can quote, is, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes on him should not perish but have eternal life." And the thing that God impressed on my heart and my mind from this is that Jesus is the only way. He's the only one we can look on. He's our only hope for eternal life, just as that bronze serpent in the wilderness was their hope for life. If any of the children of Israel that were bit by this serpent did not look on the bronze serpent, they died. If they looked other ways or they refused to look, they died. But if they looked on the serpent, they lived. And this is the same way. It's what Jesus is talking about, his own death on the cross, and he's talking about that he is the only way for salvation, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. So I'm going to leave you with that Jesus is the one and only way, and if we want to have eternal life, we need to look to him and look only to him and not look at anything else. There's nothing else that brings life but Jesus. Thank you.